What is up?
Yo, yo.
Ooh,
What
I
is?
need to turn on my lamp. It's dark.
I was about to say. I was about
Ooh,
to say, boy,
ooh,
you were
ooh,
you
ooh,
you were
that's
as
dark.
dark as an Oreo cookie. Yes, don't take that out of context. So, I'm sorry, but what is going on,
Crazy.
everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of with Ballin with the ladies. Boy, Topple coming down the home stretch. Like, what the hell? What the heck happened to the season? So before we get all into that, all like the news, and all the stuff that's been going on, especially now, like I said, we're down to the home stretch for the 2023 season. If you guys do, make sure you hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button. Make sure to ring that notification bell so you guys will not miss any new episodes like these or any of our other shows. That being said, I mean, Tyler, man, what the heck happened? Like we just started from the season in June, what in May, and we're already at.
Yeah, it just flew. I mean, it like really flew. Um, our season has been played. Um, but yeah, man, it's been a really interesting season so far. Um, right now I'm looking right at the standings here. A lot of the team, it looks like where it stands earlier in the season a little bit. The Sparks are somehow in the A seed. Um,
Yeah.
Shocking. Um, and they're 6-4 in their last 10, so they've really heated up. The last 10 games.
Especially because right now, because I know, like I said, I know the record. Yes, are 5 games under 500, but if you look at the last 10 games, they're heating up at. Let's be real, at the right time, because let's be real, you do not want to come down the stretch ice cold. We're looking at
Yeah,
you,
and,
Chicago.
speaking of ice cold, man. What on earth has been going on with the Aces? Like
I have no
the,
freaking clue.
you lost to the Sparks the other day. You lost the game before that. It's like, what on earth happened? Like, after you lost Candace Parker for the season, it's just been like,
The
the
way
team has been pretty much like
it's been off.
off. Yeah, it's been way off. You lost Candace Parker. You're one of your
It's
top stars on this team, and poor Kelsey
it's
Plum, man. She's been trying her damnedest in these
no, but
losses.
it's not just her. You also had Asia Wilson actually had to carry that team on her back in that game
Yeah,
against the Sparks.
it's both. Yeah, it's both Kelsey Plum and Asia Wilson. They're trying to carry this team, and they
And the
should
way
not do that.
I said, yeah, with Candace Parker going down with that foot injury, I'm thinking to myself, boy, you're gonna miss because that's where the most because she's pretty much the main rebound. Look, you have Chelsea Gray, who's also your main facilitator in terms of getting assists. She can give you a couple of rebounds here and there.
Yeah,
But most of the time, Candace Parker is who you really had it. I mean, I love Kia Stokes, but that's not
Mia Stokes is
my.
Mia Stokes is better as like a bench player. She's not like a starter.
Yeah, no disrespect to
She's a
Kia.
bench.
It's just
She's a
I.
bench player.
What's
She's
going on,
not a
Coach Ed?
starter. What's up, Coach Head? But yeah, she's not your bench. I mean, she's not your starter. Kia Stokes is your bench player,
Like
and
I would say your seventh woman coming off the bench most times than
yeah,
not, which I'm
yeah,
okay with. I mean, look, she's still talented, but I think
yeah,
she's better fit as in a bench role.
yeah,
But
for sure,
but then again,
for sure.
I can't really blame her getting thrown in there because
No,
unfortunately,
you, you don't. You're under woman in a sense. I couldn't say undermanned because they're not men. They're under woman in a sense. They don't have enough, in that starter standpoint to not put her in there because Candace Parker now she's out for the whole season because of this foot injury. She opted to have surgery, so she's out for the year.
yeah,
And
it's
and I'm starting honestly when before Candace Parker went down with this foot injury, I'm thinking this team is going to make the finals this year. They're making the finals this year, but now I am not that sure. I'm not as sure as I was early in the season. I am like, I don't know about this, guys. This team don't look that great, down the stretch here without Candace Parker, and I think someone else came with an injury too, if I remember correctly.
that's
Someone else came out.
I don't know who exactly is, but we also before Candace Parker got hurt, you also had Raquan Williams minus. We did talk about the biggest.
Oh yeah, the Raquan Williams situation that took her out of the team.
It's not
That
just
was
that
a
too.
big
Like
piece.
she's been silent with that back injury for most of the year. So it's like, okay, it's like,
Yeah, yeah,
Raquan.
that's the thing. She's been really good despite a back injury, and then she did what she did. She got taken off the team, so she's out. Now Candace Parker's out, and now I think the team is really starting to, you know,
Kind of
go through
sputter.
adversity here. They're going through adversity, and I hope they shine through it. But right now, I am not sure if they're.
I mean,
I know they're
right?
going to make the playoffs. I know they're going to make the playoffs. I know that, but will they make a run? I don't know.
It's
I don't know
it's up
anymore.
in the air at the moment. Because right now, if
Yeah,
you go back to that game that I've done, like right now, it's bad enough that most Asia Wilson was pretty much accounted 25 of this team's 72 total points against the
yeah,
Sparks. She went
yep.
25 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, obviously. And the biggest problem too, the Aces have been the last few games that the Aces have been played, like they're getting very careless with the basketball.
They are.
I'm looking at, I mean, combined. Now, yes, they had, oh boy, not more than the Sparks. That's not really saying much because the Sparks with 22 total turnovers, Aces with 15.
Yeah.
And it's making me wonder. It's just like, will because I do think the Aces will have to find a way to whatever they have to do. Look, they need to find some obvious replacements. Obviously, technically needed a quote unquote replacement for Candace Parker, even though yes, we're already on the bench most of the time. And obviously a replacement for Raquan Williams, like we said before, because let's that shit, sorry, I have to drop this S bomb, but a shitty situation that she put herself in. But regardless, though, it's like I said. Do I think, like I said, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. But then again, we kind of seen teams, really the best teams, kind of sputter. So it's kind of nothing new. But if I'm Becky Hammond, obviously, congrats her to being a Hall of Famer. But I think at times, she has to get these ladies straight because you're the defending champs for a goddamn reason. You won the finals last year. It's like, oh, and the fact now, granted, yes,
It's getting to the point where they're going through adversity, man, and it's like they've
this is
got
not.
to get it together. They got to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They got to get together because we're with the home stretch of the season. We're getting to where the playoff chase is on. You're leading in the spot. You're leading in that spot right now, but you got New York right up on you.
Yeah, right now,
right up there in that whole thing. But again, that's another thing. 2 losses to Liberty.
And ugly ones at that. Let's be
2 ugly losses to Liberty, and and one of them was the Commissioner's Cup.
Yeah,
that makes it even worse. I know it's an in-season tournament. I know it's an in-season championship. So
you
doesn't matter. But
out the way you did, it makes me sick.
It makes me want to projectile vomit.
And look, no disrespect to Liberty.
You sit there and you get blown out by the Liberty, and yeah, the Liberty are a good team.
Can't really hold that again.
But you got cooked both times. You got outplayed both times. Outcoached both times. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Those were bad losses.
And right now, with this next matchup can make or break the regular season series, because I've always said I do think a team like New York, we're splitting the regular season series because we're playing most of these teams 4 times a year.
At this rate, I don't even know if they're splitting the series. Don't have Candace Parker. One of the other, forgot her name again. The other player got herself kicked off the team. It's like I don't understand what this team wants to do here because it's like they lost two straight games to Liberty, 2 straight, and they were both lost.
And it's
It's
kind of it does make you wonder, say, what is like this front office and Becky's got to figure out something because something's got to change.
I will give Becky Hammond credit here. She is a great coach, phenomenal coach. I will give her that. But this is where your coaching ability has to come into play, Becky. You have to
absolutely
get
because
women ready. You have to get them ready for the next handful of games. You got to get ready for that season series finale versus the Liberty. And
yeah, if you talk about it like Tyler said,
to the players. I'm gonna finish my thought, but to the players, you gotta actually try these games, man. Yeah, actually try these games.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to. And for those who actually tuned in yesterday, like the Aces are right now the last few games, or especially against the Sparks, they were forcing. They were so out far of their game plan that what they would normally do is not force shots. They're not even there. And that's where my problem lies at times with this team. They're trying to jack up shots that are not there. Like they're not finding the open looks. Even with good looks, they have a hard time buying buckets even off good looks. And that's boy.
And I knew that was gonna bite them right in the ass because I remember that one game they were jacking up shots and they almost lost.
Yeah, and
I'm going back again to that heart attack game where I almost had heart issues. I was panicking so much.
And there were games. I mean, looked at how the Aces played most of the year. Yeah, most of the games that they have are blowouts, but there were teams that gave them a run for the money. Indiana, team that they're still not great, but they really pushed the Aces to their limit. But the Aces somehow come out with an ugly 8-point victory, barely. And you think for this team that's not just that. So on June 4th, they barely got by the Fever by a 4-point margin of victory. Like that the Indiana should not give you the fits that you have. Now, yes, give it credit that Aaliyah Boston was she was getting really physical with A'ja Wilson, which is great to see, but that's besides that, I mean, there's no reason in hell that to really.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to be having like these blowout wins against these bad teams, but also these like 4-point wins. I think there was like one instance where they won by 1 point to a team that was like really that should have gave them a run for their money, which I was like, that can't happen.
And the only
that cannot happen. But most of their games were blowouts, and there was that huge stretch between the beginning of May to like I think it was like early July where they just couldn't lose.
Yeah, they were like really working on that hot stretch, and all of a sudden,
they were on that hot stretch. But here's the thing: in that time, they still had that core. They still had Kelsey Plum, A'ja Wilson, Candace Parker.
Because you're starting 5 most of the time
Chelsea
with that.
Green or Chelsea whatever.
Chelsea Gray.
Chelsea Gray. I said Chelsea Green. She's a wrestler, damn it. Chelsea Gray. They had Chelsea Gray. Like, those core 4, they had them. Now you don't have them. Candace Parker's out.
I mean, and you still had A'ja Wilson, who was so part of your core 5, your starting 5, week in and week out, and it's bad enough too with the Aces coming off a decent victory over the Liberty. The only one, because right now against the Sparks, A'ja Wilson was the only one that showed up to play.
Did they win against the Victory or Liberty?
They did. Off a triple-double by Chelsea Gray, 22, 11, and 11.
Last time I checked, it was a blowout loss to Liberty.
Games 2 with no, wait a minute, because it's a 4-game. Because
that was game 1, I think. And it was either the earlier games because the last time they played the Liberty, they lost. by a huge margin.
They lost on the 15th. We lost on the 6th. So that's okay. I can't do math with the damn. Thank you. We did okay. So we did split the season series.
Okay, we did split.
So
okay,
thank
cool.
you on that because I cannot remember the life of me. I see. I always because like look, I've always will respect New York. You know, well, listen, we don't let us. Jeez, can we? I swear, our perimeter defense is trash for whatever reason. Sabrina Ionescu, what the hell? There was a few games where she cooked us for 30 points. That's like
again, you got to be able to stretch that defense.
Yeah, you can't. Your closeout defense stinks.
You can't. They can't close out to the three ball. They can't close out. And on defense, they can take out the easy layups for sure. They can do that, but you got to get to the 3-point line and try to mess up that shot. You cannot let that three ball happen. You got to close out better, and you're not doing it. So.
Oh yeah, the last meeting, yeah, August 28th.
Yeah, one game left at the end of the month. Yeah, and they've got to
make it or break it.
They can make or break it. Yeah,
because the remaining stretch of games for the Aces goes as follows. They got to play the Dream. I think they're going to handle the Dream, even though. Then again, I won't. Because right now the Dream currently are sitting at 60.
Last time we played that team in. Remember what happened last time?
Yeah, but I still think, and the Dream has been kind of a bit up and down for most of the year. Because right now they're sitting at 16-16 on the year, and then after that, Thursday, August 24th, we're traveling to Chicago. Right now, the Sky currently set at 12-19. Right now, they're looking outside, looking in the playoff spot. Right now, currently it's held by the Sparks. For a team that's, boy, me and Tyler look like complete goddamn idiots. Because before we said this team was going to have a good season, boy, we were totally wrong.
I don't know what we were thinking, but whatever.
Not at the time, though. But Saturday, August 26th, we traveled to Washington, D.C. to take on the Washington Mystics, who they've been very kind of disappointing, to say the least.
Again, this alludes to what's been going on with this team, man. You know,
and that is true.
Elena Deladon needs help.
Well, technically, it's a 3-game lead over New York. But like I said, this last matchup could make or break it down. Like I said, down the stretch, because because I mean,
right now we've got to beat the Liberty. If we don't beat the Liberty here, we're not going to be seen as one of the top echelon of teams. We're not going to be that. We're not going to be seen like that. It's going to be all the Liberty show. So
really,
we gotta beat them. Gotta beat them. But back to the Mystics though. Elena Deladon needs help. There's been a few times this season that there was a theme that I've seen all year, and that is the fact that she's carried teams when she has no help.
And also, they cannot escape the injury bug. Like how many? Because like in the span of a year and a half, like that I've covered the WNBA, I've never seen a team that has a hard time adjusting.
They're dropping like flies.
It's just like.
It's like, yeah.
Like on paper, like this is a good team on paper. It's just the fact that they can't stay healthy. At times, you have, like Tyler said, Deladon pretty much carried this team. Yeah, Key. Wait, well.
Yeah, wait, rubbing our faces, Key. We're still not happy about it, Key.
But before we go on the Washington poll, we did another. The Connecticut Sun actually now has clinched a playoff berth. So we have now 3 teams clinched the playoff spot down the stretch. That's us, New York, and Connecticut. Then again, I'm not surprised because we're still always the top 3.
We're the only top. Yeah, those top 3 teams ran away with it. So yeah.
Atkins, I'm not entirely too sure. Let me see. What was the last game that the Mystics played? Because maybe I can take a look. What's the day? It's the 20th. So okay, so they did lose to the Dallas Wings 97-84. And Atkins, surprising, yeah, I mean, not too decent numbers against Dallas. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal. But Natasha Cloud surprisingly was the leading scorer for Washington, which is surprising. Yeah, I figured she had 13. I mean, right now your leading scores in that game was Natasha Cloud at 22, 3, and 1. Yeah, Ariel Atkins at 13, and Brittany Sykes with 16. So right now the only ones that have not played, I think Shakira also, I think she's still dealing with something. I don't know if Deladon's Christy.
Yeah, I remember she had that injury scare early on in that season.
Yeah.
This year, so I have no clue. I forgot what it was, and I don't know the extent of the injury. I'm gonna look that up for you. Hold on.
Yeah, because boy. Yeah, because I do not. Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
Look up the injury. Oh no, she's on the court. They both returned. Deladon and Atkins returned.
Even though,
so the extent of the injury, she's fine. The problem is, after the injury, she kind of dropped off. 6 points, 2 rebounds.
What's going on, RC?
It was kind of a huge drop off because she was getting like 15, 20 points before she got hurt.
And
like she was on fire. But the problem is that she got hurt and the injury caught up to her
and with Deladon though, like, and she's another one's been kind of been, I would say, up and down. But
there's been a few stinkers in the season for her.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stinkers this year from a lot of from different teams. But yeah, it's like one can make the argument, like, can her, it's not just from her history, but can her age finally is starting to catch up? Even though she's in her early 30s, she's 33.
I think so. And
currently she is 33. Like, how much longer does she have on the tires?
Again, you can't say she's only 33 because there's a term called the wrong side of 30. She's on the wrong side of 30.
And yet, Austin, Shakira Austin, I know
Shakira Austin is a bad person.
She's been injury prone as hell. I really hate to say that.
It
pains me because she's a talented player, but she's injury prone as hell.
She's been out more than she was in.
And and RC, look, me and Tyler said this like the last few episodes. Washington's not going to go far, even with full.
I've said this countless times. If the old EDD does not show up, then they're screwed.
And right now currently, let's see. This was 2 days ago. Yeah, I think for whatever reason, looks like Deladon, because this came out in a couple so this article came out 3 days ago. Yeah, and I love Natasha Cloud at least because boy, I've been trying to mentally scream. It's like, get her the ball too, because
you literally were ranting and raving as long as we have had this show. You have been ranting and raving about Natasha Cloud
because she is a talented player. Don't get me wrong. But
I absolutely agree with her. Oh, I don't know why I called you her. I absolutely agree with you that Natasha Cloud is an amazing ball player. She can play. She can go. She can cook. Dude, the right day, she can cook a team by her damn self.
And a lot of times, there are going to be times you see Natasha put up a stinker, and that's where our point comes in. When you don't have to constantly rely on Elena Deladon 99% of the time. If Natasha Cloud can show up and help her get the load off, The next WNBA game. That's a very good question.
Yeah, when are we going to cover the next WNBA game? Because we haven't done an WNBA game for a little bit.
I did one yesterday, and today.
Oh yeah, yesterday we did one yesterday.
What's today? Today's the 20th. Right now, I mean, yeah, the next two games, yikes, not the greatest.
We're not gonna cover the next two games.
Well, here's the thing: the next two games, you got the Fever and the Mercury. Oh no, and you got Seattle and Minnesota. Now, Minnesota, because like I said, we talked about Minnesota more than a few times because I think that team can be better than what they are on record-wise. Because, like, I like the Fisher Collier. Kelsey McBride's been very solid. Diamond Miller's starting to finally come into her own. Like, they got the talent to be a good team.
I feel like they've got pieces there, but they got to develop. They got to develop more.
The execution
got to get better. I feel like they will get better. I feel like the Minnesota Lynx will get better. And it'll be on the back of Diamond Miller that they get better.
And Diamond Miller and Coach Ed and shout out to Coach Ed because that's his girl. Shout out to Diamond Miller, who's a Jersey kid from out of Rutgers. So, okay, so I'm looking at the so right now so right now the Washington Knicks have now doing three injuries. Shakira Austin, Elena Deladon, and Christy Tolliver. That's for the edge.
And two of them are back. But one of them wrong side of 30, did not have a great game coming off of that injury. EDD really struggled in this game, 6 points. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the greatest at all.
I mean, currently as her season goes, despite with the injuries that she's piled up over here, I mean, this year it's been a decent season. 17.4 points per game, almost 5.8 rebounds per game, two and a half assists per game, and under 0.8 steals.
She's had a fine season, but she's no longer that 20 to 30 point scorer that she was.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Early on in her career, she was a beast. Early on in her career, she was a beast.
Like she can give you 25 and 30 tonight.
Yeah. Like back in the day, she gave you 25, 30.
I mean,
but yeah.
To give Diamond Miller some credit, though, I mean, she like I said, we always said too, like you're going through growing pains. Look, like that's decent enough for a I've seen rookies where
13 points per game is fine, but I feel like if you dominate early on, you've reached your peak. Like look what happened with our Sixers that one year when we got I don't want to say his name, Michael Carter Williams. He peaked rookie year
too soon,
way too damn soon, and then he dropped off the next year, and we traded him like 3 years in. But yeah, it's the same thing. You don't want your rookie player, to peak way too soon. You don't want that. Yes,
and that is true. And Kia brought up a good point with the Lynx. Yeah, they're a young team. They're a team
they've got pieces there. They've got pieces there, Kian. You're exactly right. And that is our point.
Like
they've got pieces. They just got exactly. They got to develop. They've got to get that core going. They've got to, learn how to win games. And once they learn how to win games, balls in their court.
It really is. I mean, look, Diamond Miller, I've watched some of her games at Rutgers. I mean, she's a really nice player. She's a very solid player. It really is, Coach Ed. You ain't wrong. Like, you got so much talent. Look at next year. You got fucking Caitlin Clark coming in. That's
what if they go and snap Caitlin Clark? That team is going to be deadly in the future.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, but then again, I don't think the Lynx will be that dumb to tank for a Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they'd be that dumb.
Right now, the teams I can see potentially going after.
What if the teams above them whiff and Caitlin Clark just falls right into their lap?
I mean, as much as I like the sound of it, but I don't. Caitlin Clark is too talented not to drop for how talented she really. Let's be real. The female Steph Curry of college basketball. Let's be freaking real here.
Dude, three from like 30 feet, three from here, three from there. Like, Jesus, like, but yeah, it's like they have a good core here. They just got to develop. They've got to get better over time, and they will. I've seen potential. 13 points for what's her face again? Shit.
Caitlin Clark.
No, the one from Minnesota.
Oh, okay, yeah, they got Diamond Miller, Nafisa Collier, or
Diamond Miller. Diamond Miller. That's right, Diamond Miller. 13 points. 13 points a game for her rookie year. That's not bad at all. That's a really good rookie number.
For some reason, and yeah, because okay, so let me read because I'm reading something right now, and like, it's and that's the music. Yeah, Shakira Austin. Like when she, like I said, like we said before,
they're also missing Shakira Austin,
and she's been injury prone as hell. And I really hate to say that, and I really hate using the word.
I hate to say it. If you're injury prone, I'd say for that team, just cut your losses.
I will say Brittany Sykes.
Brittany Sykes has been going crazy this year.
Yeah, I bet Sparks. And that's the thing too. Not just Elena Deladon. Give Natasha Cloud some goddamn help every once in a while.
Yeah, Natasha Cloud. She's been a great second piece.
Like she's the number 2.
All you have right now for the Mystics, EDD, who may or may not
from an ankle injury, from an ankle sprain,
and you got Natasha Cloud. It's all you got. It's not good. So,
yeah, it stinks because I've always had not say a very high expectation, but I actually had some hope for the Mystics to be at least a top 5 team in the WNBA on paper. For Christ's sakes, I'm sorry, I mean, if they weren't so plagued by the injury bug, they are a top 5 team on paper, year in and year out. It stinks. But, like I said, we can't really, and yes, trust me, I know ankle sprains in sports, they are the worst thing. They are the worst things to fucking.
I think ankle sprains are the worst in sports, but also Achilles injuries are the worst in sports too.
Which we have seen. If you looked at last year too, Shea Petty was actually one of the better players that the Mercury has had, and then in the playoffs when she tore her Achilles, there goes the season. Not just from her, but for the Mercury as well. Yeah, and it's crazy. Yeah, I know it doesn't really sound as crazy because, she's not like you. And Deonna Taurasi, if I'm really hoping with Taurasi, I think she's got to realize the time, clock's ticking down with her. Not because she's
getting up there in age, she is up there in age.
I mean, she dealt with
she had dealt with an injury. I forgot what it was, but she dealt with an injury before. And
she has been an injury history a little bit.
Also, how long does Brittany Griner have?
Yeah, you know what? That
it does make you. He's up there in age, getting up there in age too. How long does Brittany Griner have? And that's the real question.
Especially
you got an aging team now, and that's why they.
Speaking of BG, she is on the wrong side of 30 as well. She's 32.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Deladon cannot escape. Injuries for some reason just kind of had to chase Elena Deladon down. I mean, yes, there were times where she sat out 1 year because of, obviously with the pandemic for obvious reasons, because she was dealing with Lyme disease, and she realized because her immune system was garbage. But it's just, I don't know, it is really weird, not say really weird, but with the Mercury, not the Mercury, but the Dream, not the Dream, Jesus Christ, with the Mystics,
Pick a team. Pick a team.
Shut up. With the Mystics, though, especially coming down to the stretch, though, it makes you wonder: is it time to hit the panic button? Because right now, as it stands in terms of the standings, you're sitting seventh. You're 307 in your last 10 games.
Yeah, you're not doing great at all. You're not.
And you have a team, boy, you know it's bad that the Mystics are barely hanging on to the 7th spot where you have, and that's the thing. That's the biggest if. That's the biggest what if.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Because I remember early on in the season when they had that full roster, they looked like a complete team.
And then comes the injury.
Carrying the rock very well, shooting a lot of good shots, playing sound defense, setting their screens right. Everything was going well for this team. But now they're all dropping like flies.
Because if you think about it, if you looked at the early in the season, you don't have to rely on Elena Deladon because, like we said, she's a bit on the wrong side of 30. She does have a bit of an injury history. It sucked because she's not the same player she once was. And Mitar said it too. We said the same thing with Candace Parker, but Candace Parker accepts where her role is now because she's, I think, 33 or 34.
Yeah, she knew she wasn't going to be that same, player she was for the other teams. She knew that. So she was like, you know what, I will sign with, Vegas, and I'll be that facilitator. I will carry the rock. I will get my assist numbers up. I will score when I have to score. That's what she is now.
And I'm okay with that because, look, she's been in the league 16 seasons, has a couple championships. It really, Key, it sucks, man, because, I've been an Aces fan for about a year and a half. I've always will have ultimate respect for the Washington Mystics. But it's like we said, it's the injuries that concern me with that Washington Mystics roster.
Not only the injuries, it's just the age.
I mean, that's an older veteran team, man.
We've gotten aging Elena Deladon fronting this team.
Yeah,
she's the leader of the team, and she's even getting hurt.
And like we said, she's on the wrong side of 30.
Yeah.
And, one can make the argument that probably Candace Parker's could potentially be on the wrong side of 30. But then again, I don't think she really has a bit of an it. Not that I know of, anyways. But
sorry, that's my mom's arm. That's my mom's arm, yeah. So no, cameo appearance.
So in terms of the others, Ariel Atkins, so they're pretty much keeping Ariel Atkins for the next. They didn't really say how long. It's a multi-year extension, so DC is still keeping Ariel Atkins in her 6-year career. So here's the thing in her career with the Mystics, averaging 13.3 points per game, 2.9 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game, 1.4 steals, made 1.83 per game while shooting 42% from the field, 36% from three, and 84%, or almost basically 85% from the free throw line. Now, yes, I do want to see, and I like Ariel Atkins.
I want to see that. I want to see that that 36% rise a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That at least give me about like these 38 to 40.
I honestly think she needs to improve on both fronts because 50% or better in basketball, that's good. That's good ball, but 50% and under, I mean, usually isn't that great. 40% from the field, I don't know. You'll rise a little bit, but that 36%, I don't know. I don't think that's not that great. 36%.
And that's the thing too. With Caitlin Clark be the next sweepstakes too. Right now, the teams I could see that are coming in could potentially fight for a number one overall pick. Indiana, Phoenix, and Seattle. Boy, that's if I'm Caitlin Clark, I'm seeing those three options. Like, boy, that's gonna suck. Not in the way.
But then again, though, you have no choice.
Yeah, that is true.
You can't say, "Oh, I just want to be drafted with a good team." Her being in that number one spot entails she's gonna be on a bad team for a little bit.
But
But they
if she
gotta
somehow
build
falls
around her.
and
I meant to say I'm salivating over the potential union of Caitlin Clark teaming with Aaliyah Boston.
boy, that is going to be stupid. That's going to be stupid,
Oh,
disgusting.
that's gonna be unfreaking
Stupid.
fair. That's gonna be unfair.
Now,
Aaliyah Boston teaming up with
what
Caitlin
up,
Clark.
Dante? What up, my boy?
What's up, Dante? But yeah, that's gonna be unfair. Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, if that happens. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Oh gosh, man.
Yeah.
Whew.
And I mean, like RC put it, it's going to be bananas. Because think about it.
Bananas.
Oh God.
Yeah. Good reference to that song. That's the only reason why I know how to spell bananas is that damn song.
But it also this thing is too, and also makes you wonder too. You know. Yeah, that's right. Next year, and
Yeah.
So now you got Caleb Carr coming out this coming track.
I forgot about Angel Reese. Oh God.
It's funny too. The most hated woman of all women's college basketball for whatever goddamn reason. It's beyond.
It's just because of racist nonsense. Whatever.
But yeah, and that's the thing.
Because she did the whole I got a ring thing, and they called her a thug for it.
Oh yeah, don't we all? But
I can't wait for college women's
basketball.
So
this is basically the roster for the Washington Mystics. You have Ariel Atkins, who's been obviously was born in 1996, so she's good lord, she's about to be reaching her 30s very soon. Shakira Austin, Shakira Austin's still young. She's right now currently 23 at the moment. And you had Natasha Cloud's been born since 90. Right now, your eldest veteran is definitely, like I said, Elena Deladon. She's been born in. Yeah.
Oh God, I agree. Not Phoenix. Yeah.
But then again, though, I mean, you have teams those are the three teams you have right now currently in a rebuild or potential. Well, Seattle needs to fucking blow it up at that point.
Seattle still hasn't blown it up. I thought they already blew it up.
I mean, you still got Jewel Lloyd still there.
Oh wait, no, wait, they have to get rid of her.
Unless Jewel Lloyd finds
I think they're trying to. I think they're trying to retool it a bit. It's like a retooling process to where they're going to give Jewel Lloyd help by getting Caitlin Clark.
I don't believe that with as much as I want to believe
Again, I don't know if that's gonna work though, because you still gotta develop young players. Jewel Lloyd wants to win now.
Yeah, and that's true. And true, nobody's it's like it's not guaranteed to get the number one overall pick.
Yeah, for both both the NBA and WNBA. The lottery isn't guaranteed. You got that ball could go to any one of those three teams, or any of those teams. You could be the worst team, not get the first pick.
Well, unless teams like the Detroit Pistons who are always constantly picking in the top 5, but that's besides the point. Going back to Seattle, though, and look, boy, Seattle took a huge 360, because if you look about it in the span of about a year, 2022, they had Brianna January coming off the bench, very solid bench player. Sue Bird, yes, I know her career later half was not the greatest in terms of her scoring. She hasn't really and she already knew that her time's coming to an end. You had Stewart. You had Jewel Lloyd as the number 2. When January and Sue Bird retired, it's like, oh well, here we go. This is the start of it. And then now we saw Brianna Stewart walk to New York.
I didn't think the start of it was Sue Bird leaving. I thought the start of it was when
actually Stewart left. Actually,
when Stewie left, I'm like, oh shit, the Storm is screwed. After Stewie left.
And we saw Sue Bird retire. Brianna January retired. It's like, oh boy, this is not going good for the Storm.
When Sue Bird retired, I'm thinking, all right, they're going to give Brianna Stewart the lead here, so to speak. They're going to be fine. And then she leaves, and then Brianna January retires. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, let's say, crap.
No, this is bad. This is bad for Seattle.
Hey, honestly, if somehow Seattle somehow lands like a Clark or Reese, that is going to be stupid. I'm sorry.
Again, if they get either Clark or Reese, holy shit, that's gonna be unfreaking fair.
It's going to be scoring galore. Because the way I look at it, because you have Jewel Lloyd, who right now currently is because for me, I always think she could be a potential be a number one elsewhere. Because obviously you still have, at the time you still have Brianna Stewart, a boy who was let's be real, and a real living at the bottom of a scoring goddamn machine. It's freaking stupid.
Like bucket here, bucket there, bucket here, bucket here. I'm like, God dang.
And the fact that this year we really saw the rise, and actually I think they saw, even though I know ESPN's gone down the toilet over the last few years, but in terms of the WNBA NBA coverage, they actually brought up an interesting graphic that they showed that the amount of 40-point games jumped up tremendously this year. Well, then again, talking about
one of them came off of a goddamn legend in Diana Taurasi.
Obviously, first player in WNBA history to have 10,000 career points.
The thing is, she got two accolades in that same game: 40 points and 10,000 points. Gosh,
I do like Mercedes Russell, though. I mean, she is underrated.
Mercedes Russell, she's pretty good. Wait, go to that one comment. I'm just saying, if these coaches don't play Clark from day one like Boston, I'm gonna be livid, mofo. I agree with that. I absolutely agree.
And it's also
they gotta play. They gotta play Caitlin Clark. She is too much of a skilled ball player to not play.
Because if you think about it, some of these teams need a number two shooter. Because obviously, probably Seattle. Because who did they really have at number two? For me,
they got nobody. All they have was Jewel Lloyd, pretty much. But yeah, it's like.
It's like, and the fact
Coach Jonte wants in. Let's bring him in.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, bring Dante in. Join the party, brother.
Oh shit. Sorry about that.
We need to get some more expertise here. Me, I'm still learning names, obviously, so I'm not that much of an expert. Well, because this is my first. Again, guys, this is my first year watching the WNBA, so, and I like what I see. I like what I see when I watch games. These women are tough. Oh man, like they just get to the paint like nobody's business.
Yeah, but then again, they gotta get
Maddie Zegras and Grace Berger don't play at all. Why are they not playing Maddie? Why do they not play Maddie?
Well, once we get Dante up in here.
Villanova, dude. We saw what she did for Villanova. And she's not playing? Come on.
Well, that's. Well, wait. We'll see. I think Dante will.
You gotta play Maddie Zegras. You gotta play her.
It really is, and in the last game for Brianna's, actually, Brianna Stewart did not have a good game against the Mercury. So her stat line against the Mercury: 12 points, 8 rebounds.
Yep, she's the pride of
Long Island.
Long Island. She's that New Yorker, man. She's that New Yorker, so she's tough. Play her.
And that's the thing too, what's also crazy about that too, the fact she's the first woman in terms of Villanova's women's basketball to actually get to be in the league. That's crazy in its own right.
Yeah, that's an honor, as a Villanova fan for football or actually basketball. I don't know why I said football. I'm a Clemson fan, but for basketball, I like Villanova. For that's a huge honor.
Because it really is.
So, but yeah, like they need to play her. Play her. Damn it.
Well, and here's the thing too. We also talked about this too. not just from the Dallas Wings side of things, but the Indiana Fever, we saw it in games like they never ran their offense through Aaliyah Boston, and her numbers had kind of took a bit of a dip in certain games.
It's like these teams are just scared to play future stars. Like, you drafted them for a reason. Develop them.
That is
play them. Love Maddie Nova. Yeah, yeah, we all love Maddie here.
And that's the thing too.
No, she didn't. Bree's season has been trying to not take over the team. She's up and down.
I mean, have we seen a lot of players? Certain players have up and down type of seasons.
Oh my gosh, it's like
it's like it makes you wonder because it's like, oh jeez, I'm almost choking on air. It's like you had teams that me and Tara said earlier, before the season started, this was before, like off stream before we got back into it, that we seen teams like, who could have improvement season. Sparks was one of them. And speaking of that, Dante,
hey, everybody, why not get the triplets half of the four quarterback? Why not
Why not get off
to a great start by doing this? So it's a topic that we talked about this, me, Key, and my good friend Jerry. We talked about Lil Boston needing to be the focal point of the offense. But one problem when you got someone like Kelsey Mitchell and Alyssa Smith that needs the ball too, that becomes a problem when you want to give someone else when you want to play in the post and run the offense through Aaliyah Boston. When you want to run the offense through Aaliyah Boston, that's a lot of standing around on the perimeter. That's a lot of deferring. And the only problem I have with that, I don't know if Kelsey Mitchell and Alyssa Smith are willingness to defer and say, hey, we'll give her the ball. But we all know Kelsey Mitchell can put the ball in the basket. We all know Alyssa Smith.
Trust me, she gave I'll say this to Dante, she gave our aces fits.
Don't remind me of that, Rob. Do not remind me of that, man. Oh my gosh, she gave the hell.
I'll say this too. Boston has been solid rookie numbers, almost 15 points per game, almost 9 rebounds, 8.3 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game.
Then again, though, you don't really have to give her the ball that much. If she's giving you 15 points a game her rookie year, so I guess you'll keep doing what you're doing.
And I think Dante might be right. We could potentially see another coaching change. We could see, and I think Dante said it best. I mean, we could potentially see another coaching change within Indiana.
I'm trying to say this team is too good to be losing a lot of these games. This team is too good winning less of these.
We got Kelsey Mitchell, Alyssa Smith, Aaliyah Boston. I mean, they got
Alyssa Smith.
We even said, me and Rob said they'd be better than what they were last year, and not on par to be what they were last year.
I thought they would win double digits. I thought they would be winning double digits at this point. I thought they would.
That's what we thought too. We have double-digit wins, but they don't.
They got better talent than last year.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. How could you not win 10 plus games with this type of talent?
They're actually better than last year. They're actually better than last year, and you only got 8 wins, 3 more wins than you got last year.
Whoa, 3 more wins. Again, I know you got 3 more wins. But you gotta be better than what you are now. This is a double-digit win team on paper, and you're not doing.
I mean, I know they are the worst team in the WNBA right now at 8-24.
They're the worst team.
Worst team in the whole league.
Because me and Tyler thought it's going to be I think just when I looked at it, said you asked me who's going to be the worst team for me. I would say Seattle.
Yeah, I would have said Seattle.
I would have think Seattle the worst team.
What the hell happened to Phoenix? Like, what the hell is
Phoenix? The coaching. I think the coaching was just an idiot.
Yeah, you can see that. You can see the idiocy from the freaking coaching.
She was not good at all. She was not a good head. She was not a good head coach. And when I know Phoenix got some players, they got some players that can play. They got players.
Sophie Cunningham. I know Coach Ed, who's still in here, loves some Sophie Cunningham.
Be like,
What-
hey guys, we're gonna run this play. Pass the ball over here. Oh, it's turnover. Like, what? Oh,
Yeah,
turnover.
it's like they are very reckless with the basketball at times. Like
There was like one quarter. It was like turnover. One of these games, and I'm watching. I'm like, God dang! I didn't even finish the game.
You know what, Tyler Rob? When I was watching them play my Dallas Wings, when I was actually watching them, I was saying to myself, ain't no way in hell Phoenix can be that bad, be this bad.
that's what I'm wondering. How
players that can play? They got players that can play. They got.
that's what I'm
like.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking too when I was watching the game. I think it was the Dallas Wing game, and I'm like, there's no way in hell. Like it was like turnover. I'm like, jeez.
Yeah, with the Dallas, that was back early in late June.
I was like, geez, how can you be that bad where you can't even pass the ball without getting turnover?
Like Coach Ed did say, shout out to my boy Coach Ed. Nikki Blue has made some questionable calls. Sophie, especially Vanessa Nightguard and the players.
Vanessa, I had a feeling
I think they need to get rid of the whole coaching staff. They need to just start over.
I was supposed to say because the last episode me and Tyler did, I even said it on records like, yeah, the head coach needs to go.
I think the whole staff needs to go.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with Dante on this one. I think they have to clean out the entire coaching staff because you got Shea Petty, who I think she's still a very nice piece that the Phoenix Mercury have. It's just when she like I even said it's like even looked at last year too. Like boy, even the Mercury that's weren't the greatest, and because you were missing BG, but like Mitar said, BG's on the wrong side of 30. She's having an injury history. How much you don't have much more time with Deanna Taurasi. So at some point you're gonna have to go through a rebuild and find at some point,
I'll go ahead and tear it down after this year, to be honest.
That's what I'm thinking too, man. Just tear it down, tear it all down, start over and build up for the future. That's what I would do. You have aging players on your roster. Deanna Taurasi, she's on the wrong side. She's older. BG, she's on the wrong side of 30. You got to blow it up. It's over. They had their moment in the sun. It's over.
So here's the thing with the Mercury this year. They're averaging 32.8% from three, but they're averaging 16.7 turnovers as a team.
Yeah, that's too high of a number for turnovers. Too high.
And they're averaging as a team 77.3 points per game, but opponents are outscoring them by 6.5 or by 83.5. Yeah. You know what, Coach Ed? That's a very good question.
I think if I'm Skylar Diggins-Smith, I want out. I'm moving on from the organization period.
Yeah.
I will move on from. I will come off of them.
Because I agree. Set her to a contender at that point.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. If I'm Skylar Diggins, I would be like, I want out of this. This is a bad situation for me. I want out. I want to go to a contender. I want to go to a team that wants to win, that knows how to win, that isn't aging. Give me to a promising team that can win games. Don't let me stay here.
And it really isn't, because we know how good Skylar Diggins-Smith can be. But you put on a contender, I think that's where she can thrive. Like at times we've seen flashes where she can thrive to be, I guess, would you say like a number 3 option, Dante? Number 3, because I don't think she's not that better. Or could she be a number 2?
She can be as well a number two option on the team. That girl can score, man. Skylar Diggins can score.
That's what I'm saying. You got someone who can score, and yet just like I said, the team numbers is not the greatest for the Phoenix Mercury as a team. They're scoring 77.3 points per game, 6.5 for offensive rebounds per game, 24.5 defensive rebounds, but the opponents are outscoring them 83.5 per game, out rebounding them 9.3. Defensive rebounds 24.9. Just rebounds in general, they're getting out rebounded as a team.
Is she a free agent this year?
That is
She said I think she walked with shit. If that's right, if she afraid, hell yeah, I walk too. I walk too.
I even said, Jewel Lloyd. I mean, at some point, I think I will not be surprised if she asked out of Seattle because the way how that team's kind of been going on around her.
Yeah, I'm shocked Jewel Lloyd didn't leave already. You know,
Yeah,
she's still there.
like it's early during the season. I felt like she kind of was embracing being a leader. But if you're the organization, I do right by her. She's too good to be sitting. She's too good to be in Seattle.
I mean, despite
way,
that,
way too good for that. Way too good for that.
Yeah, she is a free agent at the end of this year.
Yeah, oh yeah, if I'm Diggins, I'm walking. I'm walking. I'm out.
Yeah, she's walking.
I'm gone.
Yeah, she is. There's no way she's staying. She's walking.
Yeah, I go somewhere else. I go to a contender.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, she is 33. So I mean, how much like are you really going to take that risk on a 33? But then again, though, I don't think Skylar Diggins ever had of it. I don't know if she does have an injury history because I don't think she can be on the wrong side of 30.
What's the free agency list though? What's the what free agents this summer though? Outside of her.
That's it. Toronto. Let's see. The unrestricted free agents because I'm using spot tracks. So, I mean, you still got Tarazi. Oh, jeez, that is a Candace Parker's.
Hey, Rob, I got some news.
Talk about WME news.
No, Jake just put us in the group chat.
Oh shit, good shit. Okay, so in terms of the unrestricted free agents, Deanna Taurasi leads that.
Okay.
Mariah Jefferson, Erica Wheeler, Azra Stevens, Courtney Vandersloot. I think Courtney Vandersloot stays.
She stays.
I think she stays with New York. Let's be real. I think she's still she's an underrated player. I don't care what anybody says. Even though at 34, boy, she is top of it. You have Isabel Harrison Isabel Harrison.
She played for the Sky now. We traded her to the Sky.
Sammy Whitcomb, Kia Nurse, Tiffany Mitchell.
Okay. Tiffany Mitchell will be a good piece for a contending team. She'll be a nice piece.
She'll be a great piece.
Yeah.
Williams, currently right now with the Chicago Sky. I think she stays. But then again, though, I don't know. I think the Chicago Sky is going to be another team that's going to be in a rebuild because you did lost James Wade, who did a before he took that show.
And the team fell apart after that.
Yeah, that team fell apart. It stinks. It sucked, man. It's like I had some hope with them. Natisha Heidemann, there's no way she's staying with Connecticut. I don't think.
Yeah, and I know, RC that it's not a knock against her, and I get why you're saying that she's that bad. She has no choice but to. Jewel Lloyd. No choice. If they want to keep. She's stat padding because she's trying to carry the team.
Hey, I'll stat pad too if I'm the only person on my team that can put
exactly. Me too, and I know it's not a knock to her because we're not knocking her either for it.
You damn right I'm a stat pad. If I'm the only superstar on my team, you goddamn right.
I'm sitting here trying to get a 50 burger if I'm the only player on the team.
So the rest of the free agents for going into next year, you have Stephanie Talbot from the Sparks. And I think she stays. I think she'd be a nice little piece for the Sparks. Alicia Clark, for me, I want her to stay. She's been a very nice piece off the bench. Brianna Jones, God, it was unfortunate for her. Yeah, very unfortunate. I think she stays. Shatori Walker Kimbra.
Walk.
Yeah, because Brianna Surge, she's give her the bag. I'm sorry.
She
stays. Neka Ogumake is part of that free agent class.
Man, that'll be interesting.
I think she stays.
I'm gonna say she walked, so Key can tie. So video. I'm say she walked. I'm gonna say she finally walked after this.
You want to see Key? You want to see Key and Payne? Don't
Mecca, go get you another title, Mecca, somewhere else.
Oh, you know what? Here's what's funny. Both the Ogumake sisters are free agents.
Yo, they both walk. Yeah, they both walk. They both free.
Oh man, that's
good. Let them both walk. Do right.
Lexi Brown's a free agent as well from the Sparks.
They're gonna both walk. They're done. Out of here.
Nia Coffey for the Dream.
Nia Coffey, she's pretty nice. She's nice.
I think she walks to a contender.
Okay.
Because I don't think that. Look, I think the Dream are an okay team. I just don't think they have the right. What's the word I'm looking for? It's I don't know. I don't think they have the right. Or was it the culture in place? I don't know exactly what it is about the Dream that's doesn't really sit. Doesn't for some reason they just doesn't look good. I mean, Monique Billings, she's another one at 27 years old. I think she walks. The question is though, boy, this free agency is going to be freaking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Candace Parker, I think that's up to her. If she wants to stay for another year or decide to call.
I think she stay for a year. She stay for another year.
That's what I'm thinking too. I think she stays with Las Vegas for a year. Teresa Plaisance, I think she walks to a contender. Yeah, that's right. Most of that Liberty team has a lot of free agents. But I do think the Liberty are going to keep their core in place. I don't think, with Courtney Vandersloot, Stewie. Now, yes, they did. Boy, not having Haju this year, and who else am I thinking of that was out? That's going to come back to me. Kia Stokes. I think she walks. I think we can find a better replacement for her. Chrissy Tolliver, boy, how much time do you have left with her? That's my thing. I think she walks, but then again, I won't be surprised if she stays with Washington. You got Jasmine Walker, Anelli Maley, Amanda Sahui B, Epiphany Prince. She stays. Gosh, she's 35. That's fucking great.
Damn.
Jordan Canada, I think she stays with the Sparks.
Okay.
Sydney Colson, I think she stays for another year. Because I think she's been very nice little piece off the bench.
The whole Liberty team is free agents?
Yeah. You got Courtney Vandersloot, obviously.
Okay,
Brianna Stewart.
All right, Brianna Stewart. I think she get the bag.
Epiphany Prince.
I'll let her walk.
Oh boy, you're lip.
Yeah, I'll let her walk. I found a younger guard.
I can't disagree with that. Yeah, Dee Richards and Kylie Shook. They're also on.
They that's for the Liberty.
Yeah,
I'll let Richards walk.
And everybody, but Gabby Williams.
Oh, that'd be a good pickup for somebody.
Yeah,
Gabby Williams really good.
I think she walks from Seattle. Allie Quigley, that could be up in the air.
Allie Quigley, Liberty. I would say Liberty.
I can see Quigley go to Liberty because I think she's still good friends with Courtney Vandersloot.
I can say she go to the Liberty. I say
Megan Gustafson. I think she walks from Phoenix. I do think she walks
from Phoenix. Yeah, I believe that.
Jasmine Walker. Right now, she's currently with Seattle. Oh yeah, so Laney. Yeah, so Laney.
But Nigel Laney.
She's been doing well with my fantasy team, so. I think Marie Johannes. The question. I think Haju stays because boy, they're missing her badly in terms of the length off the bench. Kayla Thornton, she's been very solid.
Oh my God, I miss Kayla Thornton. I miss Kayla Thornton, man. That girl was the one that held everybody goddamn accountable and actual leader. I miss Kayla Thornton.
Kia Nurse, boy, she's still young, 27. I think she walks from Seattle. Mariah Jefferson, I think Mariah Jefferson, I think she walks from Phoenix. I think Phoenix is going to have to clean house entirely, not from the coaching staff, but from that entire roster. They have to rebuild from the ground up.
Yep.
But yeah, you got some interesting names in the free agent class for 20. Because for us, I know we have some people that we still have to get. Because right now, the ones we signed to extension currently was Asia Wilson to a 2-year extension.
Did you say Angel Wilson?
Yeah, right now that's the only
Best
extension
player in the WNBA.
we handed out so far.
Best player in the WNBA.
Laquan Williams, honestly, good riddance. Let her walk because I could care less. I mean, right now our free agents comes for
You're a
2024.
monster. I'll let her walk. I'll let her walk. I wouldn't be surprised she don't play no more WNBA basketball for what she did.
Oh, hey, that's what me and Tyler said. It's like, dude,
Yeah,
like,
we said when she did what she did, we both said outright ban her from the WNBA for what she did. That's
I don't like that. Hell no. She's been doing that woman for a long time. No, I wouldn't be surprised she don't play no more.
damn.
Yep.
So
I wouldn't want to.
Listen. This reaction, Rob, is the exact right reaction. We don't like people like that.
No.
it really isn't.
Not at
In
all.
the slightest, we don't like that. You know, if you want to go and abuse your significant other, come on.
Come on.
Come
That's
on.
what type of person you is. What type of person you is.
But
Yep.
yeah,
No.
oh yeah, RC, yeah, that is true. The hate is fierce with Raquan Williams, and for obvious reason. But
Yeah.
2025, this is going to get interesting. So our free agents for 2025, Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray, and Alicia Clark. I think she stays with Las Vegas. I think Las Vegas is going to keep trying to find out a way to retain all of their championship core. I think they'd be dumb enough not to let Kelsey Plum walk. Jackie Young, I think she stays. But yeah. So it's I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. So
Man, I like Marine Johannes. Marine Johannes is a fucking bucket off that bench. That girl's a bucket.
yeah, who doesn't? Who needs it?
Bench, I like her. She's a bucket.
It's and I think we in the last episode too. Well, we'll see about that, Coach Ed. I don't think Kelsey Plum is going to lead the comforts of Las Vegas. I really, but if she does, I'm not going to be too upset about it. I can understand that she wants to be closer to her husband, which makes sense. You know, I will not be upset about it, but I'm going to be upset if we don't need that Plum dog. But
I will say this. That whole situation that Waller got traded immediately after the wedding, that was some petty BS, if you ask me.
I just think he didn't want to be with the Raiders no more. He didn't want to be with them no more. He been gave up on them.
Yeah, the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, the writing was already up.
To me, that whole alignment is just too fine to not think something petty was going on there.
Yeah.
And hey, shit, if they're offering Kelsey Plum from Rachel Honest, hell fucking yes, if that's the case.
If Kelsey decides to go, it better be via trade, and you better give us something good.
Well, and that's the thing too. Kelsey is 30, so and that she is slowly creeping up there. Like, I mean, then again, though, she's been on the right side of 30. She hasn't really had that much of an injury. She's been actually pretty much healthy for most of the year, which is hard to say the same.
I would keep her for.
Ellie needs everybody. Oh boy, it's so. But then again, I don't think LA will be. But then again, as Dante said, he wants to see Key and Payne.
I don't think they necessarily need everybody. I feel like they just need somebody that can close out games.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem.
Down the stretch, they're a good team. And lo and behold, the record doesn't show it, but they're in the running for a playoff spot still.
And Key,
they're still in that running.
Key, y'all need to rebuild. Key. Go ahead and rebuild.
At this point, they'll make the playoffs this year, but the problem is they're not going to make it past first round. After the series is over, if you guys make it, I would blow it up, start over, and get that young core developed.
It's time to do right by Mecca. It's time to do right by Mecca, Key. You know that.
Mecca and Shine. Because I know they're both getting, and that's the thing too. Like, you've seen this team not like when both of the Okumaki sisters, and obviously Kate Lucimius was out with during the maternity leave. You can see that team really struggling to get anything going, and that's the thing. And And it's crazy too, Dante, because I even talk about the Connecticut Sky, or the Connecticut Sun. When they moved on from John Quell, it's like, oh, are they really? I knew they're going to be good, but it's like, how good can they be since you already moved on from, let's be real, one of the. Well, you still got Alyssa Thomas over there, but it's like, did you really need to have to move on from her? Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, they still good. They still even good without it. They the third best team. I think what's really going to hurt them in playoff time, I think that's when you're going to see that Brianna Jones injury come into play.
Yeah, you know what? That is true.
That's when you're going to see it come into play.
Because I remember, too, like, even she gave us fits last year in the WNBA finals with her.
She was the best offensive rebounder before she got hurt in the WNBA. She was the best offensive rebounder. Best, actually, offensive rebounder.
And that's another team, too, like me and Sarah talked about, that team could be good. It's the Minnesota Lynx. Like, on paper, they have some talent. Kels McBride, Diamond Miller. Dude, Nafisa Collier's just still fucking talented as hell. But it's just, for me, it's the execution at times. It's like Dante, you remember last year, it's like, for teams, like, he has some good talents. It's like the record's like, are you sure that they were playing like this? Because not on paper, in my mind. Because the Minnesota Lynx last year.
Oh yeah, like I think they had talent on paper. They actually had the talent on paper. I thought, like, when they was 0-7, a lot of people saying they were the worst team in the league. And I looked at the team, I said, this team ain't the worst team in the league. A lot of their losses came because they were in a lot of close games throughout that 7-game span. Then when you actually see them get hot, Diamond Miller went down. Forgot she went down, but when she actually came back, Diamond Miller been playing better ball. And Nafisa Collier, being that leader that she is, she just a walking bucket, man. That girl just is a walking bucket. Nobody can actually stop her. She can get anything she wants. She can get anything.
I mean, right now they're 15-16, and they're 6-4 in their last 10 games. Like, you can't tell them. Like I said, the 7-game stretch, as Dante said, they played like crap. But on paper,
and this is a pretty fairly long season, so it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. You've got to wait a little bit. They were 0-7 to start. Was I writing them off? Was I one of the people that was writing them off?
Yeah, I have no idea.
But yeah, I was kind of the ones that was writing them off. But I will admit that, No, Dante.
Yeah, I would say, like, I don't see that team as the worst, because there was a debate back and forth who was the worst team out of Seattle and them.
So RC is asking, got a question for Dante. So what about Bree Beal? Like, when I think someone's going to pick her up.
I think someone's going to take a chance and bring her to the camp next year. Bring her to camp next year and pick her up and play. Or this will be a good chance she can be on a roster before then.
Yeah,
I mean, because right now, I mean, if the playoffs started now, your 8 teams right now will be Vegas, New York, Connecticut, Dallas, Atlanta, Minnesota, Washington, and Los Angeles. Washington, boy, me and Tara said this countless times on Washington. It's like, I don't know if I have any hope for them anymore. Like, it's like you got Deladon, who's on the wrong side of 30, just came off of a high ankle sprain, which, boy, that takes you out of. Obviously, yeah, obviously not. I think the Dream could use an extra, obviously 2 pieces, because I like Ryan Howard. I like was it Ariel Power still there?
Ariel, yep, she been hurt. Yep.
Boy, Talbot, she can't even. Yeah. Boy, it's like we've seen in Los Angeles. Yeah, Dante, me and Tyler look like complete idiots, because before the season, before we even had this show, like, I even said to Tyler, like, the Sparks are gonna have a turnaround season. Yeah, boy, we look like complete goddamn idiots.
You were wrong on that one, huh?
They're gonna be pretty good. They're gonna be pretty good. They got pieces, but then the season came along. They're 13-18, and right now they're barely clinging on to a playoff spot.
Well, you got to think. Right now, I mean, they're about at least a game over the Chicago Sky, who are on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah. So basically, the Chicago Sky is saving them by losing.
Barely.
So, yeah, barely. Yeah. Like they're hanging on by a thread to this playoff spot. So are they the worst team ever? No. But are they a good team like we said they were? No, not in the slightest. Not in the slightest.
I mean, look, that's interesting. Haley
Jones, I was following her a lot earlier, but not much lately. She playing any better?
She was last time I watched her. She was playing pretty good.
Trying to think who actually took
Let
Haley
me look
Jones.
at her numbers.
The Atlanta Dream. She the point guard for the Dream.
Let me look at her numbers here. Okay. She had a bad game on Friday. Oh, yeah, on Friday, she only had 4 points in that game.
Did y'all just see the Minnesota Lynx recently? Did y'all see them?
I've watched bits and pieces of. Been keeping an eye on the Lynx a bit here and there.
Yeah, I'm talking about when they play.
No. Yeah. I don't think she's having a great season at all. Haley Jones. She's only averaging 3.6 points a game.
Yeah, she just started.
Yeah, 2.3 rebounds a game and 2.4 assists a game. She's not doing too well. She is not doing too well.
But I think that might be changing going down the line because I think the Dream are going to have to be. I don't know. That's like I said. I think Diamond Miller, like I said, she's another one that's been kind of like I said. She's going through the growing pains of being a rookie. I mean, look, was it 12? Said 12. I don't know. I forgot what she was averaging. But Dante, what did you say? What were you talking about the Lynx?
I thought y'all the Las Vegas Aces y'all just played. Did y'all play them recently?
Yeah, but they gave us fucking fits the few times we played them.
Did they beat y'all that one time? I think
they were winning. No, we actually beat them a couple of times because they could have beaten us at home until we lose to the goddamn Sparks of all freaking teams.
Oh, I forgot y'all did. Y'all lost.
Yeah, boy, we. Here we go.
I kind of missed it where Dante just laughed.
Think of this too. We lost to the Dante, think of this too. We lost to the Sparks by 6, and we got blown up by the Liberty twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was saying we missed Candace Parker apparently coming in the starting rotation.
Lost one of our best players to injury. God damn it.
I mean, shit, we lost 98-81 in game 2 against the Liberty. Yeah, we got
Yeah, we lost. No, not that great against the Liberty.
They did beat y'all in the Commissioner Championship, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately. And nobody showed up to play, figuratively speaking.
Nobody. Yeah, everybody just sat at home. No one came to the game.
Exactly. No one showed up to play. And that's like, you're the defending champs. Like, it's time for you. Like, even like the last game, like you had.
And they also even struggled to close out to the 3-ball. We were getting cooked by Sabrina.
Boy, Sabrina Nescu fucking cooked us from. Dude,
like,
I'm not kidding you. Like, she hit 7 straight threes on the top of her head. That's like, what the fuck? I had to call a fucking mercy.
This ball when you turned to It was bad. It was bad, man.
Oh no, Sunday, August 6th, we lost 99-61. That was
yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, look, we got outscored points in the paint. We got outscored in fast break points. We were down. Boy, the biggest lift. Jesus Christ, we were down 42 to the goddamn Liberty. Outscored on the bench, and yes, we forced more turnovers, but they outscored us on points of turnovers, 14-9.
Yeah.
Anybody that beat the Las Vegas Aces is a good win in their books.
Yeah, and that
for sure. And that win was a tremendous win for the Liberty.
That's the same game that Obneska went 31 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal. and almost 32
Yeah, we got
minutes.
cooked. Yeah, we didn't get cooked. Rob, we didn't just get cooked in that game. We got charred. All right.
It's like I say, you know what? Like I said, I will always give respect to the Liberty, but boy, Las Vegas, you had to get your heads out your asses. I'm sorry because you know what?
That all don't mean ish
That's
if
true.
it don't bring a chip home. That is true. That is true.
Hey, look, you guys got your payback after game one. When we blow you out early in the regular season series.
Oh,
Yep.
We blew up Liberty because he still didn't have he didn't have Honju and somebody else was out with a high ankle sprain off their bench. I can't remember can't think.
I feel like in that regular season series we were just trading blowouts.
Yeah,
we
pretty
get
much.
blown out. They get blown out. We get blown out. They get blown out.
Yeah, so this is pretty much our rest of our stretch of games. We got the Dream on Tuesday. Thursday, we got the Sky. Saturday, the Washington Mystics. Monday, the last and final meeting between us and the Liberty at the Barclays Center, by the way. Then we're home against Washington. Then home against Seattle. Geez, Friday, Saturday, and September 2nd and September 8th. Boy, we play some shit teams in both Phoenix and Seattle. Both have the same records, by the way, which is fucking crazy.
Again, look at that Phoenix team.
And then we finished up with Phoenix twice at the end of the year. Thank you, Stephanie Dolson. I couldn't think of her name at the moment because Stephanie Dolson. Oh, in there. But yeah, shout out to Dante.
An Albert ankle injury.
But yes, and we had to finish up the season.
And thank you, and also since Dante left, thank you, Dante, for showing out.
Absolutely. But one more topic on top. With the season coming down to a close, it's going to be interesting what the awards are going to be looking like. Because right now, currently, A'ja Wilson is still on top of the MVP ladder once again for the third straight year.
Again, she's had a monster season this year.
So this is basically the top five in terms of currently top five candidates for the MVP. A'ja Wilson currently averaging 24.3 points per game, 10.1 rebounds per game, 1.6 assists a game, and 4 blocks per game. Brianna Stewart's number 2 at 22.7 points per game, 8.1 rebounds per game, 3.5 assists per game, 3.2 assists or whatever plus one spot, whatever the hell that is. So it's pretty much A'ja Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Alyssa Thomas, Satu. Okay. No
pieces around them. Oh my god, I can't even stop fat fingering the dang settings button, Tyler. Damn. No, but pieces around them.
And you also have Nafisa Collier, or actually made her way into the top 5 in terms of the MVP conversation.
Yeah. But yeah, they A'ja Wilson, man, she's been going crazy.
4 out of the 5 are averaging over 20 points a game.
Yeah.
While you have Thomas, boy, she's pretty much almost averaging just barely averaging a triple double per game for the Connecticut Sun. 15.7 points per game, 11.1 rebound. Right now, in terms of the rebound.
That's the thing, though. Hasn't she been doing that all season?
She has 5. She has 5 regular season. She's already set the record in triple doubles in the regular season. She has 5 triple doubles. Like that's
she's done that. Oh, damn.
Boy. To be quite honest, if I was a voter for the MVP, boy, you had some really some good arguments to be made with this top 5. God bless you. But look,
but you got some arguments for that, like top 4, top 5.
That's a tough competition. Jesus,
that is a race.
I'm sorry, like I love you, A'ja, but boy, you had some stiff competition this year.
Yeah, we love you, A'ja, but you got God.
I mean, Brianna Stewart, you got Alyssa Thomas, the triple double machine. Satu Sabali, she's been very impressive to watch this year. 20 points a game, 7.7 rebounds a game, 5 assists per game, 2.9 apparently stock. Okay, so somebody made a typo there. Yeah, and yeah,
You got all 5 could win MVP.
like you had all of the 5 women can have a legitimate argument to be named league MVP.
Yeah,
It's just like that's like man. Yeah, I know. Like last year, I'm trying to think of the last year's MVP race. It probably wasn't that much of a stiff competition, so kind of made. But boy, this year is a whole lot different than what it was last year. You have Brianna Stewart, who's made well. Boy, how does she not been impressive to watch this year since leaving Seattle? 22, 20, almost 20, 28 points a game, almost 23 points per game, over 8 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and over a little bit over 3 steals. Listen, Thomas, 15.7, 11.1 a game, along with almost 9 assists. So you're telling us like if that's going to be MVP? I know our bias will say Asia Wilson, but I don't know. For me, it's kind of hard.
It's such a massive toss up.
Because like Nafisa Collier,
I don't know who I want to win. Like again, Asia Wilson, she's a part of our team. We love her, but
she's got some stiff competition.
Crazy stiff competition.
Brianna Stewart, I think a very real argument could be made with her.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, the fact that she has 3 or 4 40-point games this year with the Liberty, I was like, boy, that's one. But boy, I mean.
I remember I watched the game she dominated when she had a
45
black eye. She had a black eye, and she dominated. I'm like, what is up with this woman?
And I think at times now, looking at Brianna Stewart now, I think she made the right choice of leaving Seattle because and like Dante said, I think you said it too. We also saw the writing on the wall where Seattle was heading. For a team that was
when you saw Super League, you thought nothing of it. No one thought anything of it. Okay,
it's understandable.
Yeah, exactly. It was understandable, and at that point I was thinking, okay, it's time for Brianna Stewart to
take the reins,
be at the helm here. And then we saw, another retirement.
Brianna January.
And then we saw Brianna Stewart leave, and now we're like, no.
Oh, crap.
Oh, no, it's over.
For a team, I will say this too. They actually had they actually put a really solid team last year that was on the verge of making it. Obviously they ran into the team that is the Aces in the Western Conference semifinals on the verge. But, it's – I would say this – to the Seattle Storm fans, man, and I'm sorry, but y'all are going to have a rough, obviously, let's say a rough 3 to 4 years, at least between 3 to 5 years, at least. Because
it's going to be a rough few years. You gotta, you gotta rebuild. You gotta rebuild, start over.
And now you got Jewel Lloyd. You got for one more year, and once she becomes a free agent, boy, that's going to suck even more.
You know for a fact she's walking. So at this point, you have no choice but to rebuild.
Yeah,
you have no choice. Blow it up while you still can, and
try to develop and get younger. Because if you looked at that team last year, it was literally on the older side of things. With some few young players, and Stewie and Jewel Lloyd. And Lloyd still, I mean, listen, you do not want to waste your prime years on a rebuilding team that is the Seattle Storm, nor do you want to waste your time or your prime years with the Phoenix Mercury, who I think could be another team we could potentially see blow it up pretty much. Because it's like,
again, like we said earlier in the show, Yana Taurasi ain't getting any younger, nor is BG getting any younger.
She's on the wrong side of 30. So
now she's on the wrong side of 30. She's dealt with some injury issues this year. So I would say just blow it up, trade those pieces away, or actually Gianna may retire soon.
I mean, Gianna now is 41. Like, how much more does she have left on the tires?
Probably after this season, she's done. I don't know. I'm not Diana Taurasi. I don't know when she's retiring.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
we
know.
really can't say for sure. But
if she retires, if it comes to the announcement in the off season this year that she is retiring, that's when you trade BG.
Or BG could potentially say no. She might also could consider retirement at 32.
But she's only 32. She's got a few years left in the tank. She's still good. She's still a 20-point scorer.
Yeah, but she's been kind of injury prone as of late.
Rob, I would not say that she's going to retire now. I'd wait until she dips down a little bit in numbers, and she goes, "Okay, my career is up." There's still signs that she's still a great player. I would trade her. I would trade her to a contending team. Have her have a moment in the sun before she does ultimately in the future decide to hang it up.
Yeah,
but
okay. So, you know what? That should be another question too. What potential returns can we potentially see? We all know that Taurasi is obvious.
Oh yeah, it's obvious. Diana Taurasi, she's going to be done soon.
Yeah, she's already in her early 40s. BG is a possibility. If
not really though, she's still got a few years. She's still got a few years left.
She's got a few years.
Yeah, she's still got a few years left. In her career, she's only 32.
I mean,
she's on the wrong side of 30. She's dealt with some injuries, but her numbers haven't dipped that much. So I would say she's fine for a little bit. I honestly think Elena Deladon, if her numbers aren't great the second half of the season and she wants to hang it up, I could see her hanging it up.
Because right now she is 33. Like I said, on the wrong side of 30.
I could see, I know she's around the same age as BG, but her career numbers have dipped.
Yeah.
So I would say she's close to retirement. Who else is an older player that could consider retirement?
Christy Tolliver, she's 36.
For sure. Christy Tolliver, for sure. She's going to be heading into her retirement soon.
I would say Candace Parker probably after next year.
I think after next year. I feel like she'll come back this year, or come back next year, win a championship with the Aces, and that's her swan song.
Yeah, I mean she is 37 after all.
Yeah, that's her swan song, and plus she's got a family now. She's got to spend time with her family. I would assume she would want to spend time with her family. She's got a child. She's got a wife. Let her ride to the sunset.
I mean, she's done a lot in her 16, soon to be 17 seasons in the WNBA. I mean, there's nothing for her to prove.
She has what anybody would call a storied career. She's one of the elite. She's the elite of the elite. When people think of women's basketball, they think of Candace Parker.
Candace Parker, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird.
Sue Bird,
some all-time greats like Cheryl Swoops. You can't really forget about them.
She's in that memorable name category. She's in with those women. If you create a Mount Rushmore, you could put her on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh, absolutely easy.
Easy for sure. You could put her on that Mount Rushmore. That's that whole thing. But how long does she have? She's up there in age now, and she's got a family that she has to take care of. And at that point, I would say a couple years, maybe next year, like you said, have that swan song season, going back with the Aces, hopefully win a championship, and if you win a championship, you call it a career, and that's it. I mean,
and her career,
and Dolphins don't call it a career.
And that's the thing too, I mean, yes, this year she was averaging 9 points, but like we said before, she understood her role.
She's not there to score.
Like,
she's there to get those assist numbers up.
And this year she's been averaging over 5 rebounds a game.
Yeah, and she's a rebounder. She can hit. She can get the rebound. She can get the defensive boards. She can get the offensive boards. She can also pass the ball.
I mean,
She's
think
made
about
some
it. She's a
phenomenal
two-time.
passes. She's made some phenomenal passes to different players. Like I like that one pass where she threaded the needle between two defenders and passed it right to Kelsey Plum for the easy two. That was one of my favorite plays of this year. But yeah, she's there to facilitate. She's there to get the assists. She's not there to score like she was.
I mean,
Because
and here's the thing: at the end of the day, I think one can make the argument like she's definitely a basketball Hall of Famer. One can make the argument of what
you know she's going in. You know she's going in.
Boy,
She's
Herbert.
first ballot all day. All day she's first ballot.
Boy, you thought the championship? Boy, she has a huge ass resume. Two-time champ, Finals MVP, two-time MVP, 7-time All-Star Game MVP, yada yada yada. 7-time All-First Team, 3-time All-Second Team, Defensive Player of the Year back in 2020, 2-time All-Defensive Second Team, Rookie of the Year, All-Rookie Team, Assist Leader back in 2015, 3-time Rebounding Leader, 3-time Peak Performer, part of the 20th Anniversary Team in 2016, 2021 was part of the 25th Anniversary Team, 5-time Russian nationally champion, Cup champion, 4-time Russian Cup winner, yearly champion, 2-time NC. Yeah. That's most of her resume.
That screams to me those accolades. That screams to me first ballot Hall
and
of Fame.
And the 3-time gold medalist in Olympic basketball.
That screams to me first ballot Hall of Fame. You cannot tell me any different. You cannot tell me any different because really, and we were lucky to have her on the team this year, even though she got hurt. Unfortunately, that ended her season, but. She was even a dog here. Dog in Vegas. Shall I say? She was a dog in Vegas.
The only time where she has actually, 2012 was one of her best in the playoffs in her playoff career. 2012, she was averaging almost 30 points a game in the postseason.
2012. I remember ESPN would not stop talking about Candace Parker. That's how great she was.
She was averaging
back
28 points.
They would not shut up about Candace Parker, and rightfully so.
So this is basically her career line in the postseason in 2012. 28.8 points per game, 1.8 blocks per game, 1 steal per game, 4.3 assists per game, 11 rebounds a game, and almost an 87% free throw shooter. And also shooting 57% for 3 and 50% from 3.
Yeah. We never got to play for Candace's injury. Just sort of occurred. Did y'all know about it? No one actually got to plan for that injury because she early. I think she got that ankle injury early on in the year, and she tried to play through it, which worsened it a bit.
Yeah.
Which caused her to get forced to go out and have surgery. It wasn't really in the cards for her to be out to have surgery. They wanted her to play through the injury because they thought it wasn't that serious, but it ended up being serious to where she had to be out to have surgery. So I would say no one actually planned for it. No one did.
I mean, if you think about it too,
we knew about it. We knew about the injury because it happened in a game.
I mean, Candace Parker in 410 games she is in the top 10 in all-time scoring with 6,574 career points.
Yeah, she's a first ballot Hall of Famer. But back to the injury
list she's on right now with Deanna Taurasi, Tina Thompson. Shout out to Stratford, South Jersey native Tamika Catchy.
She's up there with those names, man. She's up there with those names, dude. But yeah, back to the injury, though. It wasn't really in the cards for that to happen.
No,
to be out. It just happened. Oh, because it was like before a game, she had made an announcement like, guys, I'm going to be out for the rest of the year because I'm going to go and have surgery on my foot because it's worse than I thought. It's worse than the team thought.
Yeah.
And she basically, I think she released like I think a letter to on social media telling the fans that she's sorry, which it wasn't even her fault. She didn't need to go and say sorry to the fans. We understand, but that's the kind of person Candace Parker is. She's a fan first person.
It really is. I mean, she's been very entertaining, even at this point of her career. Like,
Yeah.
we get it. She's 37, but she still has value at this point of her career.
She does, and
and it's really helped the Aces. And yes, I know the Aces have done really well with her in the starting lineup, but ever since like you said, when she went down with that foot injury, it's like that's where kind of we started to skid a little bit. But and that's the thing too.
But then that was the start of it. When she went down with the foot injury, we were like, oh, I don't know. But then she started to play with the injury. We thought she was fine. We thought it wasn't that serious. And then before a game, she had publicly announced on social media that she's sorry to the fans. It's worse than everybody anticipated, even she anticipated. And she had to go and have surgery. So again, it wasn't in the plans. It wasn't in the cards for anybody involved. Not even Candace planned it to be like that. But it's how it is, and we got to reap the benefits there for the rest of the season. But nobody's fault in this case.
And that's the thing too, and that's what you also you always liked about Candace as well. And not to mention too, at the end of the day, if she does decide to retire when the time is right, she can always go back to being a broadcaster because she actually made some really good money as an ESPN broadcaster.
That's the thing. That's the thing. She didn't work for ESPN. She worked for that was TNT.
Or she can go right back to TNT and be. If she could do boy, that'd be funny as hell. Just seeing her be back on the panel.
I remember. I think it was either. I think it was Kenny that I think she was out, like he was sick or something, so she filled in for him.
Yeah, Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny the Jet Smith. I think he was out with something. I'm not sure what it was, and Candace was in there. It was still pretty freaking funny. She was ribbing the guys like Kenny does, and they were ribbing her. And it was.
And that's going to be funny too if she does go back to, even though if she does want to just decide to do that, because she actually, from my understanding, she actually makes some good money out of that too.
No, when she was doing I think it was like the Wednesday broadcast or Thursday broadcast when they don't have the inside guys on there, it's just her, some other people with I think it's what's his face, T-Mac. T-Mac was on there. She would constantly rip like T-Mac the entire time. It was funny. She they were trying to be, the inside guys, and she was pretty funny at it. But yeah. No, it was I think the attack T-Mac freaking I think it was like ping pong balls and it rained down on him or something. I forgot what it was, but she ribbed them. It was funny. So yeah, I think she'd be entertaining for a TNT front. She did.
If you think of this,
she did call games for TNT too.
Yeah, she did, and it was actually interesting to hear her that. Yeah. And also, if she doesn't want to do broadcast,
she was the color person, and she would say, "Oh, they set this screen well, or they did this well, or did that well." She was very insightful. She was really good at that.
Look, she's been around the blocks the last 16 years. So
yeah.
And this is if she doesn't want to be a broadcaster, why the hell not? I say bring her on as a coach. Let her help coach the next group of new group of talent. Shit, could you imagine her and Becky Hammond had her on the coaching staff? Shit,
I can see that too.
It's kind of crazy when you. It's this is what also I've always respected about Candace Parker too. It's also it came full circle too. Back then, a lot of people don't remember Becky Hammond was a former player in her own right. She also did play against Candace Parker. Like I said, it comes full circle when Candace Parker's on the Aces. guess who's the head coach? Becky Hammond. It comes full circle. It's like full circle.
The thing is, Candace called Becky her sister.
Yeah, and
that's not her coach. That's her sister, and it was really cool. Really cool dynamic there. But again, RC, that's exactly why I ranted and raved about Candace Parker this year in the games that I've seen her play. She can pass the ball. She can shoot the ball. She can get to the rim for the boards. She can do it all.
Even though she may not be what she once was, because if you looked at some of her career numbers during time with the sport, her career, there are some games, some like years, like she actually averaged just barely over 20 points a game. It's like, so you know what,
again, though, you can contribute it to age, so that's why I give that a pass. You contribute that to age. As she regressed a bit in that front, yeah. But it's not much to where it's like, oh, she's a terrible player now.
But she understands where her role is now at this point of
now. She's like, all right. She's like, all right. I'm gonna go to this team, be the facilitator. I can't score like I used to. I can't score 30 a game. I can't do it.
But if they need
I'm older. Let me help this promising, fairly young squad here.
And that's the thing too. Like she can give you like at least 5 or 10 a night. When you really need her to, that's the kind of the benefit that the Aces, they really use to her advantage. It's not from her, she can't score, but like Tyra said, look, we always rave around about Chelsea Gray and her passing ability, but when you have two facilitators, boy, that should tell you.
And that's why I ranted and raved about Candace Parker, is the fact that she can do a lot of the other stuff. She doesn't have to score now.
Like, exactly. Like, that's like, because most of this team is a bunch of scorers. And Chelsea Gray is basically what Candace Parker, is in a way, kind of what Candace Parker is. She may give you.
But the difference between Chelsea Gray and Candace Parker, Chelsea Gray can also score. So really, you only have that one facilitator in Candace Parker.
But Chelsea Gray, even she can't score, but she also is good at passing the rock. Like that should like
the whole team can. The whole team can. And that's the point I'm trying to make. But Candace Parker is that main facilitator. She can give you the rebound. She can give you the assist.
Block shots if you have to.
She can block some shots if she has to. She can score when she has that opportunity.
Yeah, like that's the thing too. Like, and that's what it sucks. Now we don't have that.
Yeah, we don't have that facilitator now, and it's like, and now we have to bring in a bench piece into the starting five. It's pretty demoralizing if you ask me. But
injuries happen. There's no if answer buts happen.
Yep, it happens. And for Candace Parker to apologize, she didn't need to do that.
But we all know
did not need to do that. So we understand.
Because she's been, and you could see it too at most times when she was healthy. Like she became a huge fan favorite here. Well, because obviously we don't live in Vegas, but as fans, she became a huge fan favorite in Vegas. She does have a home out there in Vegas. It's really wonderful to see. She's really embraced where she is now. So I said, look, I'm not the same player as I used to be, but I can still give you.
do a lot of other stuff that can help the team win. And I respect the hell out of Candace for that. I respect it.
You see, and that's where I think someone like Candace, you can give a lot of kudos to her, because a lot of veteran players do not want to accept the fact that they're not the same players as they used to be. And Candace Parker is one of those people who say, "Look, I get where I'm at now. I've been to this league 16 years. I'm 37. Like I'm not a spring chicken anymore." I know that's kind of a weird phrasing, but yeah, it's she.
I don't think that's a rare phrase. Everybody still uses spring chicken.
Like she's not the spring chicken as she used to be, and the fact she acknowledges it. Look, at the end of the day, look, she's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. I cannot wait till that day she joins Becky Hammond obviously another Hall of Famer in her own right.
Oh yeah,
You know,
she absolutely deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. Deserved it. Becky Hammond deserved that for sure.
especially the class that they had this year. Boy, that was a great
Oh,
class.
dude, you know what's even cool about that class? That was her former players when she was with the Spurs. She was coaching
With
the
Tim
Spurs.
Duncan or
Tim Duncan,
Tim Duncan,
Tony
Tony
Parker.
Parker. That's just
Oof.
like how sweet is that she gets to reunite as
Hell,
you know
she
as
was in there with she's in there with Coach Pop in that same class.
it's like that should look we're like that's what makes Becky Hammond a lot of times people really that's what people liked about her because she really brings to what Greg Popovich has taught. She learned a lot. And it's amazing to see that she took what she learned from Pop. Yeah, Manu Ginobili. She's another one who actually.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Ginobili's in there too.
Boy, how about those 2014
Ginobili.
Spurs? Those Spurs teams of the past. She, it's amazing what you can see how Becky Hammond has learned to what she can do to make a team better. Think about it. The Aces were not as good as they once were before she came in, and boy. She like I said, that impact that Becky Hammond has had since her time in her 2 seasons has shown like she's player
And
first.
And I'm gonna say this right now, and this is controversial a bit because
damn.
I think Becky Hammond could be an NBA coach in the future.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
But then again, if she were offered. I think she probably would turn it down. She's like, I think she'd be fine.
She loves the Aces too much to go. But
yeah, she's developed.
If she's like, if she wants to be ultimately done with the Aces, I can see her going to an NBA roster as a head coach. I could see that.
Absolutely.
But I prefer if it was my Sixers, but whatever.
but
yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like knowing Becky, and you see even on their social media, like how close they're very tight. That's a very tight knit group of ladies. Not just from Becky. We see come full circle in terms of the.
Yeah, you know what I see. You know what I see from these. I see a trend with these great coaches. They don't build just a culture; they build like a family.
It's like a sisterhood in Las Vegas. It's basically what it is. And
yeah, that's why you have the players calling Becky their sister instead of their coach. That's how great, how tightly bonded they are.
Yeah, even on social media, like even when she they'll always find a way to have fun in the locker room. Each and every yeah, and that is true too, RC.
Yeah, I don't get why people do say that she can't coach for real. She can coach her butt off.
I mean, think about it.
I almost cursed there. I know we cursed earlier in the stream, but
it actually slipped out.
This half of this show is PG now, but yeah, she can coach her butt off.
I mean,
she can go crazy. All right, I'm gonna have you over here, you set the screen here, score here.
It really is, and the fact that she's coaching her in a way her rival from let's say about a decade ago, the fact her and Candace Parker played against one another during her time, it's kind of funny. It's now comes full circle that they're she's the head coach and Candace Parker is on her roster, which I've always just like, dang. I could imagine the conversation and let's be real, some friendly trash talk at the same time. And who knows between those
It's probably just all friendly trash from you couldn't beat me, so you're coaching me now.
But
it's probably all jokes at that point.
Oh yeah, trust me. And that's what also was great about Becky Hammond when you get a chance to watch her coach, like when something does, there are times even though we don't know what it's saying in the locker room. When the Aces have a slow start in the first half, but when they come out, they always come out firing in the second half me and Tara always said, that she probably tell these ladies a new one. She does want to, you don't want to have, and the ladies and these ladies understand, what's at times what's at stake. It's like, first of all, like, and I could probably say, prediction wise, like, they probably had a practice or something like that. But I think Becky Hammon probably had like some sort of speech. Look, we're down to the final stretch. We have to play better. Yes, I know we don't have our facilitator in Candace, but I want you ladies to step it up. And knowing them, who knows? They could probably come out firing the next game and start blowing and go on a hot streak.
And yeah, I know Becky isn't the one to like yell at her players, because I've seen and heard the sound bites. She doesn't yell, she doesn't scream, she doesn't rant, she doesn't rave, and that's fine. You just gotta be stern with the player. She's been stern. She doesn't yell, she doesn't scream. She goes, look, we gotta adjust here. We gotta make better adjustments. We gotta make better shots. We gotta play defense. We gotta facilitate better. We've gotta do what we need to do better, and that's why I like her, because
she's a player first type of coach, which
she's a player first. She's a player first coach, and
she knows the WNBA better than anybody.
Of course, man. Like, if you yell at your players, you're probably going to turn off your player.
You're going to lose that chemistry.
You're going to lose the chemistry. You're going to lose that. You're going to use that family value. Just be stern with that, and that's what she's doing.
And that's the thing. It's not just her being stern, but she's also, kind of helping these ladies buy into her philosophy of what she's coaching. Exercise. How to play defense. It's the simple fundamentals. That Greg Popovich will always. We've seen in years in the years that Greg Popovich has coached, he brought the same type of principles, the same just simple fundamentals, and. And that's kind of what Becky Hammon is doing with these ladies. I mean, yeah, Becky Hammon has played in the WNBA before for the San Antonio Stars, before what they are now is the Las Vegas Aces. She knows the league and how it operates, and and that's what Becky Hammon will be respected.
Yeah, for sure.
But that being said, this is going to conclude another edition of the Ballin with the Ladies, because like I said, this show is not going to stop. Like I said, we're going to do some all-season coverage.
We ain't stopping here, y'all. No stopping.
Nope. And also
we're going full speed ahead, y'all. We're going full speed ahead. No neutral.
And also, we'll be doing some coverage of the women's college basketball. So we'll get you guys up on some prospects of coming up, as well. Like I said. But before we get up out of here, we have our show sponsors and SeatGeek. For those who want to go to NBA, even WNBA games, if you live in the area, make sure you go to SeatGeek.com and use our promo code Philly Sports to save $20 off. Like I said, we got you guys hooked up. For those who are getting their kit, your sons, daughters into either baseball or softball, even you get them better equipment, or gloves or bats or whatever you need for a better discounted price. Go to especially if you need gloves, stuff like that at discounted prices. Go to justgloves.com. All the commissions we make go right to the charity of our choice. Also check out the merch shop at sportsandwrestle.myspreadshop.com. We do have a deal going on with the 15% off. The link is in the description. Like I said, for those who are enjoying the WNBA, like I said, it's been fun actually doing this for the last year and a half.
Wait, did we do W sponsorship?
Oh, and that too. For those who are like late night gamers, Twitch streamers, or you need an extra kick in the rear end, go to w.gg and use our promo code SportsWrestle10 for any flavor, or you want to get yourself a shaker. Those are little bottles, by the way, for those who are wondering. It's going to be a lot of. You're definitely going to need that extra pick me up for those who are, like I said, are gamers, Twitch streamers, late night YouTube streams, whatever it is, or just need an extra kick in the rear end. W is the way to go. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this episode
and also before we go, the proceeds to the merch shop, if you buy anything, that goes straight to charity of our choosing.
Absolutely.
This week we'll be giving to the Maui Food Bank because they do need it over in Maui. They need help. So we appreciate if you do guys buy it, you'll be giving back. You buy our stuff, you'll be giving back. And yeah.
And with that being said, guys, hope everyone has a wonderful wonderful Sunday. And obviously, like I said, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're down the stretch of the WNBA season. Cannot wait for the playoffs. That being said, have a good day, everybody.
Peace.